right? So we are now there. Okay. We're recording and I'm getting ready to present. Okay, while I'm getting ready to do this, everyone I know Mickey tried to download everything. I've been clipping stuff, so people should be able to download the papers more easily in picture format if you were having a hard time before. Okay, so you have you printed from what I sent you, right, Danielle? You not the link up on the classroom.
So I printed what would be, I think, the entire document, like the email that went out, and then I did notice you had JPEGs on there, and that's what these ones ended up being.
So the JPEG. So yeah. So what I'm going to try to give you all the slides together. And then what I'm going to try to do is cherry pick all the best JPEG ones. So for instance, I won't give you some of the repeats next week. I'll just give you the new ones and try to do them as JPEG. So
no worries. Yeah, I just wanted to show you that.
I appreciate that. And I tried different fonts. I've tried everything. This is the best way I can do it.
So it's honestly your spacing that's doing that. And so it's clumping them together when it tries to read it in other formats. And that's why it's doing that. So.
Well, that's what I need to learn then. So if you have a good link that I can learn, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, so this is what the other one, I don't even know if you can see it doing also. So it's your spacing. So yeah.
And I couldn't. So yeah, if you know any good thing for me to learn better how to fix that, for some reason, no matter what I tried, I couldn't figure out how to do it. So
I'll talk to you later about it. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So it's nice to see you, Pierre. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start to present in just a moment. And Pierre, your slides are coming out okay?
It's been busy at work, so I haven't really had time to download, but I did this morning on my way to the office, downloading on my phone. So I have it.
Perfect.
Kind of stroll through.
Can you see it on your phone okay?
Let me see. It shows about 36 slides, something like that.
Yep.
So I guess yes.
Okay, good. And you don't, like I said, you don't have to download anything if you don't want to. I just trying to make sure that those that want to download can, and those that don't want to, they can just. That's why I'm doing it both ways. So the whole document are for everyone who wants to just look at it online, and then the PDFs
PDF format. So
yeah, exactly. So
Madison, I don't want to delay this, but I only saw it in the one slide at a time. I guess that was the PDF format. I didn't see everything all together, so I must have looked in the wrong place.
Well, I just posted it at 5:27 tonight.
Oh, well, then that explains it, because I haven't looked since late morning.
Yeah, I've been working on it.
Okay, that's fine.
Free time. So, because I added some interesting things. Okay, well, I am going to start to pull this up and then try to share this, and we will go do our thing. Can you see my screen okay?
No.
No? Okay, let me try that. Oh, because I forgot to do this. A window. Okay, it helps if I actually show you the screen, huh? Okay, share. There we go. Okay. Okay, now you should be able to see the screen. Here we go. Then let's show. Okay, it should be super big. Everyone can see that okay?
Yes.
Good. Okay, thank you, someone. Because like I said, when I go really big like this, I cannot see anybody anymore. So you could definitely make really bad faces if you wanted, and I would never even know.
We can see it, yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Week 4, we're getting there. So we have some new letters today. Zayin is right over here again from the right. Gimmel, Samach. We moved to pay, and we moved to fay. We're also going to talk about the vowel oo or oo, depending on how you look at it. It's oo or oo like the U. And as you'll notice, we have another set of look-alike letters, which we'll talk about here, which is pay and fay. And they, yes, are essentially the same letters, and the only difference is a dot. So here we go. Okay, week 3. Does everyone remember week 3? If you don't, pretend you do, right? It's bet, kaf, het, vav, and final noon. And we did the vowels the syllable marker e's, and the oo's. And I'm trying to figure out a better way because I just want to let you guys know one of the challenges I'm having with the slides is some of the things are moving again. So it's so frustrating. And this probably has to do, like Danielle said, with my spacing. So, okay, week 2 again. Everyone remembers Resh, Lamed, Dalit, Shin, final mem. And we have our egg basket A, our O, which is Olam, and our Olam Ba. And then week 1, we have Mem, Tav, K, Aleph, and Noon, right? And we have our EE vowels and our A vowels. Okay, so everyone, this first letter, does anyone remember what this first letter is now?
Zayin.
Zayin.
Final nun.
No, this first one is Zayin.
Oh, Zayin. Sorry.
Yep. And this is Gimmel.
Gimmel.
Yep. And this is
Ma.
Samach.
Samach. Okay. And this is, does anyone know what this one is?
Pay.
Okay.
Pay. And this last one is
Pay.
Pay. Absolutely. Okay, so here's our Zayin. Okay. Zayin, people like to look at it as meaning like zipper up your pants. So if you look at like this is your zipper and this is your waistband, you can zip up your pants that way. I'm not sure how else you want to remember it, but there you go. As we get into this, people don't tend to usually need as many ways to remember things. Okay, pay. Here we go. Pay. Pay and fay are the exact same letter except for your dagesh, your P, your dagesh dot inside. And the ways you can remember pay is pay has a period in the middle, or pay has a coin and pay can pay its bills. Those are 2 ways that people have said is easy to remember it. As far as the shape, it's just such an odd shape. There's not really, some people think like it's a backwards P, folded backwards P. It just has a very odd shape. So when you see it, you will see it. Okay, and again, here's Fay. And you notice we're missing the dagesh right here. And all I can tell you is it's a folded over P. So if you look at a P, you turn it backwards and fold it over. Here you go. Okay, Samach. So Samach is our other S. Samach is not used as much as sin or shin. And Samach is like an S for circle. And it also makes a circle. So there you go. Circle. Okay, Gimmel. Now, if you look at Gimmel, you see it kind of looks like a noon, but you see a break down here, okay? And the way to remember that is it's got legs, so noon doesn't go anywhere and doesn't do nothing, but Gimmel has 2 legs and it goes, goes, goes. So there's your Gimmel. Now, when you speak with someone who's an Israeli and lives in Israel now, Gimmel will sound a lot like camel because it's the way they say their Gimmel is kind of a cup. I can't even do it tonight. I can't even do it. But it has their C's are more G's, which is why if you ever see the word for camel, it looks like they show a picture of camel for Gimmel. Does that make sense? If they just have a different way of saying it. And tonight, I just can't say it. Okay. So here's our week 1 letters. So can everyone tell me with the week 1 letters?
Yeah.
Mem,
Mem. Tav.
Olive.
Olive.
Aleph,
Hey.
Hey, Hey,
Nun.
Noon.
Noon. Perfect. Okay. And week 2 letters?
Resh.
Resh. Lamed.
Lamed.
Dalet.
Shin.
Final Mem.
I don't know.
Mem.
Exactly. Okay. Week 3 letters?
Bet,
Bet. Kaf.
Kaf,
Fa.
Yeah.
Pet,
Pet.
Pets. Yeah.
Shin.
Shin.
Yeah.
Final Nun.
Final Nun.
Final noon. Exactly. Okay. And here's our week 4 letters. Do you remember those?
Zayin.
Zayin,
Zayin. Gimmel.
Gimmel. Samach.
Samach,
Samach.
Hey.
Fay.
Technically, this is Fey because if you saw these periods keep totally moving all over the place. So this one technically is supposed to be the period. So what would it be then?
Hey.
Fay.
Hey.
Yeah. And then the last one is
Fay.
Hey.
Yeah. So again, I have to figure out a better way to do this. So, okay. And here we go again. Here's our Zayin, all our different forms. Okay. Our block and our regular. Gimmel. Here's our forms up here. And then we have our Samach right here. And our Pei right here. And our Fei down here. So there's our different things. Okay, and here we go. Here's our first fluency drill. Okay, so if we start together, are you ready on line 1? This is what again?
Zayin,
Zion. Zion.
Zion.
Out.
Zion.
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 Okay, and this one is
Hey.
Pei.
Fay.
Hey.
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 Pei.
Pay.
Hey.
And Pay.
Hey.
Perfect. And this one is
Fay.
Hey.
Fay.
Hey.
Fay.
Hey.
Fay.
Hey.
Fay.
Hey.
and this one is
Samach.
Samach. Yeah.
Samad.
Samach,
Samad.
Samach.
Samad.
Samach,
Samad.
Samach.
So
Oh, go ahead.
so that one, the ch at the end is not like hala. It is a k, like a k sound.
On Samach, yes, it's S-A. Oh, well, okay, hold on. So if you see the transliteration for Samach, if that's what you're asking, it's Samach. I'm sorry. I didn't get you. Okay. But it is spelt or it is sounded out like Samak. Samach.
Okay.
And that CH is a hard CH. It's like a
Mm-hmm. Okay, I just want to make sure I was reading it correctly.
yeah, exactly. Samach. Okay, and the last one is
Gimmel.
Gimmel.
Gimmel. Gimmel. Gimmel. Gimmel.
perfect. Okay. Oops, darn it. Okay. So now we're mixing things up. We have some previous week stuff in here, so let's give this a shot. Ready?
Zion,
Zayin.
Tav.
Fay.
Yeah.
Zion,
Zayin. Mem.
Mem. Hey.
Koch.
Top. Yeah.
Oh, Kaf.
And Zayin.
Diet.
Zion.
Exactly. Okay. Line 2.
Fay.
Pay,
This
Hey.
Fay.
I'm sorry.
Fay.
Okay.
Fay.
Okay.
Fay.
Pay, Pet,
Pet. Yeah.
Bet,
Pet.
Hey.
Okay.
Pet. Exactly. Okay. This one is
Hey.
Okay.
Lamed.
Lamed.
Lamed. Yeah.
Fay.
Pay,
Yeah.
Hey.
Resh.
Nice. Yeah.
Lamed.
Lamed.
Yeah.
And Fay.
Hey.
Perfect. Okay. And this one is
Samach,
Samad.
yeah.
Nun.
Nun.
Yeah.
Samad.
Samach,
Samach.
Final
Nun.
Mem,
Final mem. Perfect.
Final Mem.
Samach.
Samad.
Samach.
And final mem.
Final Mem,
Now, really quick, Final mem in Samach. So you can see the difference really nicely when they're put together. Final mem always has that bar, sort of the fat bar at the bottom. And you see Samach is thinner and really does make a circle. So when they're together, usually they're pretty easy to tell apart because of this fat bar right here at the bottom. The top sometimes looks really similar, but it's almost like you think Samach doesn't really sit flat like a vase. It just sits at the very bottom, where final mem actually really sits flat on the floor. Okay. And line 5.
Aleph,
Aleph,
Yep.
Gimmel,
Gimel, Gim,
Shin,
Gimel,
Gimmel,
Yeah.
Gim,
Shin,
Gimmel.
Gimmel.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. Last round. Here we go. Ready?
Bet,
Bet. Yep.
Pet,
Pet.
Vav,
Vav. Right.
Bet,
Yep.
Samach,
Final
Final,
nun.
Final noon. Right. And you can see the difference between here and the difference between here. Fine, or Vav is like an Apple AirPod, or an earbud. You know, it cuts at the end, and final noon goes all the way down. And the last one is
Fe,
Fe,
Fe.
thing. Perfect. Line 2,
Top.
top,
Top. Mm,
Pet,
Cough.
cough. Yep.
Final mem,
Mem,
And let me back. Oh, here. Let's do this one, and then I'll show you again.
Zayin,
Zayin. Okay. When you look at this one, if you take your hand and make a C, if that helps you remember, C is or cough, and you're coughing out the penny or the whatever, the dot in it, cough, that if that helps you, sometimes that works for people. Okay. And the last one is
Top.
top. Perfect. Okay. Line 3.
Pet,
Heck.
Pet. Yeah.
Aleph.
Aleph,
Yeah.
Lamed,
Lamed. Right.
Pet,
Pet. Exactly. Chet. Yeah.
Shin,
Shin.
Yeah.
Tet,
And this is het as well, right? Okay. This one, obviously, you know, the period is supposed to be inside.
Pe,
Fe.
Pe,
This is pay. Yes, exactly. This is
Vav.
Vav, Lamed,
Lamed,
Resh,
Resh,
Vav,
Vav,
Nun.
Nun,
Nun,
perfect. Okay. Line 5.
Resh,
Resh.
Yeah.
Dalet,
Dalit. Good catch.
Final nun.
Perfect.
Aleph,
Aleph,
Yeah.
Samach,
Yeah.
and final.
Perfect. Okay. So again, the vowels, I just want to quick go over this part. The ah vowels will always have a horizontal line in the vowel. So if you see a vowel and you see any kind of horizontal line in it, you know it's always going to be an ah. Okay. The EH vowels again will be the stacked dots. They're usually in series of 3, 2, or 5. But there's always something on top or something on bottom. Okay. The EE or I vowels are a series of dots. So the dots may go down, the dots may go across, the dots may go up and down, but they're always in a series of dots. And the OH vowels are overhead. Okay. And then today you're learning the oo or oo vowels, and the oo and the oo u vowel is, we're going to talk about it as kind of like stairs in a minute. But just remember that you have a letter, and most of the vowels are underneath, and these are under vowels. Okay. I just call them under vowels. They're under the letter. Okay. And then you have some vowels that have vowel letter holders. So we have Aleph and Vav. Okay. And some vowel letter holders do not ever make a sound, and some vowel letter holders do make a sound. So, anybody have any questions on vowels again? regarding this?
No.
Okay, the EH vowels are confusing, and you'll learn them as you're learning vocabulary and as you're learning grammar, because a lot of these depend on grammar. So we have the shava, which is up and down, and it can be a vowel, right? Or it can be a beginning syllable marker. And the seri here is like a and get, or 8. So it's a little bit different depending on what it is. And the segol is like and they. So a little bit short. Okay. And we're not going to go through this again unless everyone needs it, but we have our kamats long, our patak short, and our top patak very short. And again, like I said, still as of today, if you got the you've got it. And the
Ma. Oh,
go ahead, Donald.
no, that's all right.
Okay. And then the EE vowels are the hirik vowels. Again, here's our shava, which is the odd one, which is sometimes spoken and sometimes not. And we have our long E and our short E. Okay. Okay, so the EH vowels, the segol again is only found below the letter. And here's a series of dots. Just like I said, it's stacked dots. And it's like E in bed, F, F. So it makes the F sound. Okay, and the O vowels are overhead, O, and just the sound they make if you think you're going to get hit over the head with a ball. O or O with the Olam Bob. It's the same sound. Okay, I call them oh no vowels, like I said, because oh no, I'm going to get hit with the ball. And there's the ball right above the letter. So in order to get the sound, you'd have like a final, you won't have a final mem in any of these, by the way. You'd have a T and an O would be toe, right? Or a T and an O would be toe. Okay. Everyone remember those okay?
Yes.
Good. No questions? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what is this sound that this dot makes here?
Mo.
E.
E.
This
Oh.
one's E because it's underneath. Like E, there's a mouse. Okay. O are on the top, overhead. Oh no, I just got hit in the head. So anytime it's below the box, okay, it's got to be something else. It's got to be an A or an E, depending if it's a dot or a dash. Okay. And does anyone remember what this one is?
Squeak.
It would be a
Silent.
squeak, or it would be what?
Short E.
It'd be a short E, but it also could be nothing, right? It
Yeah,
could
silent.
It could be silent. And when it's silent, what is it?
It's an introductory character.
It's a syllable breaker, right?
Oh.
So it tells you where your syllable is. And remember, it's very confusing because it's technically called your begin syllable. But what it really means is if you have a T with the shava underneath, it means that your new syllable starts with the next letter. So even though it's a begin syllable, your next syllable doesn't start till the end, or the letter next to it, okay? And then this one moved again. And can you see there's a little yod in here? So this is what kind of sound?
Long E.
A long E, correct. Okay. Okay, so again, now we have oo vowels, and those are exactly like your belly button. If you were to get punched in the stomach, you'd say ooh. Or if the ball would hit you in the stomach, you'd say ooh. So they're called shariks again, and they're ooh as in blue, and they're long sounds. Okay.
I'm sorry, Madison. You might think that's what I would say if I got hit in the stomach, but that isn't anywhere close to what I'd come out with. But I'll pretend that that is the sound I'm going to make.
Okay. We'll pretend. This is, yes, I totally agree with you.
There's no way.
Yes. So this is if the ball hits you in the stomach, how's that sound? You'd go, ooh.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Now this is, notice I went to triple O vowels. This is ooh vowels. Okay. So the sound when you make when you feel like you're going to fall. Ooh, you know? So I look at this like, what is the sound that you're going to make if you're at the top of the stairs and someone comes behind you and taps you and you feel like you're going to go down? You're like, ooh, right? Okay. So it's either a long ooh, like a stairs going down, ooh, or it's a U like blue. So it's called the sharik or a kibitz. This is the kibitz or kibbutz, depending on who you are and how you say it. It's can be a shorter one, or you can do it. Sometimes it feels like it's more of a longer one, but it technically is kibitz short, but I want you to think of it as if you're going to fall, like, ooh, longer, because there's 3 dots. So I know that was totally not clear. So remember, because when I told you, like, okay, sharik long is ooh, it's a really long, and the difference between the ooh, like blue, like this one, and ooh is almost imperceptible. So some words, it feels like they're almost very similar to the ooh in the va. Does that make sense? Or did I lose everybody?
Yes and no.
And this is the thing. I was actually talking with a rabbi the other day and talking with someone who teaches Chaplain Davis. He teaches the biblical Hebrew for Christians. And one of the things that we have been saying is that when you teach biblical history, biblical Hebrew for Christians, there's definite rules. So if we were in his biblical Hebrew class, this is short kibbutz, okay? And this is long and it's a sharik, and they're both ooh like blue, okay? But when you teach Hebrew from the Jewish perspective, because it's an apprentice type program, and you know in any language, there's always some words that we change or adapt or say differently. And we teach by the word and by the phrase and how it's used in specific situations. And so we try to generalize as much as we can, but there's going to be some words where the kibbutz is going to seem, you know, just as long as the sharik. And it's just in those words, that's the way it is. But for most of the time, kibbutz is short and sharik is long. Okay? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So it'll all come together, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, so here's the crazy land here, up here. Okay, so these are the what grouping?
Guys.
Those are the ahs, right? They always have a horizontal bar, right? And
Yes.
there you go. And these are what?
E.
E.
Right. Okay. And then these are what?
O's.
O's. These two are O's, right? They have the olam and the olam va, right?
Mhm.
And this is what?
Ooh.
Ooh.
This is ooh, right? Just like we're getting punched. And what is this? We just learned this one today.
Ooh.
Ooh, right. Ooh down the stairs, or ooh is in blue. And just so the reason also why I tell you that this can be long too is I think because when we're used to saying the ooh like blue in America, we tend to elongate that vowel. I also think that's the other reason too why I say it can be just as long, because I think when Americans speak, we just tend to adapt our vowels more. Okay, and these are what?
E.
E's, right? Like this is the eggs in the basket, right? And this is a regular E. And this, do you remember this special one, what it's called? It's a Shava.
Shabbat.
And Shava, if you have to know the name of one of them, this is the one to know. Shava. Only because you'll need to know whether Shava belongs in this category or if Shava belongs here and it's just a syllable breaker. Okay.
How do you know the difference?
Oh, good question. Okay. There's 2 ways that you will know. Okay. If we decide, and you guys stick with me and we get to the reading, there are some grammar. So when I told you that when they teach biblical Hebrew for Christians, there are some grammar rules. For instance, if this happens before this or this happens before this Shiva is spoken. If this happens or this happens, this Shiva is silent. Okay. So there are some rules. And then again, there are just times when you have to know it or you will learn it. So the good news is that depending on in your perspective is learning about prayer, sometimes the rules are easy because you know the prayer already and it just makes sense when you learn it. And it's mostly in prayers where it doesn't follow the rules. But I don't want to get messed up in grammar because right now, because the grammar is super crazy. So, but yes, there's a grammar rule. If this kind of a letter is before it, you say it. If this kind of a letter is after it, you say it or don't say it. Or if there's a consonant and a vowel, then this has to be a Shabbat. So there's some different rules about that. Okay. But anyway, so if we have a ta here, okay, and I go over here and point up here, what would that sound be then? We have this sound here.
V.
Te.
Te, okay. And then if I have this letter here, right, and I point over here, what would that letter become? Or that sound?
Ta.
Right over here?
No, no.
Na.
E. No.
Would be na, because we have our A's here and our N there. Okay. Okay. So I think this might help. Once we get farther down, this might help. Okay. Okay. Here's our phase. Okay. Fe is also one that has a final. Okay. And you haven't learned that yet, but you can see the final, just all it does is uncurl it. Okay. So you still have the same shape and it just goes down. So phase actually are very easy to recognize too. Okay. Now, do you see line 1 right here? Okay.
10.
Yeah.
Great. So this, I'm going to start to do this. I think this will help with vowels a little bit better. Okay. So for instance, line 1 is
Ta.
fa, right? Fa.
Oh.
So we have fa, fa. And then we have fi, right?
Fe.
Yeah. And then fa, right? Fa again. And then this is your fi,
Fee.
fi.
Fee.
And this is fo,
Um,
fo,
um,
foo,
Mm.
and foo. Does this make it easier when you see it like this?
Yes.
That's what I thought. So this is lesson 44 from Rashid Binat. And this is where I start to transfer to this NJOP book more, because now, as you can tell, once you get so many vowels and so many letters together, it becomes more difficult for me to manage the slides, and they have it listed out here. So again, line 1 together, let's do this all together. Ready? So it's fa,
Fa.
fa,
Pa.
Fa.
fe,
Fe.
fe,
Fee.
fi,
Fee.
Fi.
fi,
Fee.
Fi.
fo,
Bo.
Fo.
fo,
Fo.
Bo.
foo,
Foo.
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 Are you saying po as in like P-O?
No, this is F as in frog. So frog,
Okay.
fa, oh, because there's no little dot in here.
Okay.
Okay. And so before we move to the next one, which I think pays next, let me see. I don't want to make you dizzy. Yep. Okay. So let's just look at some of these words while we're here. Okay. But yes, we're going to do more of these readings like this because it just makes the vowels make more sense. So let's start over here where it says musaf. Okay. And I'm cheating because I put the word on front. Okay. And if you guys, most of you know, I think Musaf is a type of service, right? The Musaf service. And let's just spell this out. So this is an M, right? and there's no vowel on top or no vowel on bottom. So then now we zigzag, right? So we go over and we're going to steal this sound. So it's M, oo, right? Moo. Okay, because the
And
vav,
soft.
the vav is just a vowel holder. Then we have sav, so samach, ah, f, final F right here. Okay, so moo, sa. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So
To
now,
me.
okay. So I just want to let you know. So like if you follow my arrow, if you can see it, well, you read, there's nothing on top of that M, but we have our mem. So now we have our first right? There's nothing below, right? So it's just m. Then we have to go and we got to find a vowel because Hebrew does not have two consonants together normally unless there's something crazy. So we need to find a vowel. So moo is our next one. Okay. And then now we have moo. Now we got to start again. So we have samach, ah, our kamats, and then our foot. So sa, sa. So moo, sa. Okay. Okay. So let's give this a shot here. Okay. So our first letter is what?
Cuff.
This is a bet, so it might be a
Bet.
little bit hard for you to see, but remember the bet has a bar on the bottom. Okay, so where kaf looks round all the way around like a circle. Okay, but I acknowledge that I couldn't blow this up enough before it got to be super fuzzy. So this is a bet, and this is B, and this is what underneath here.
E.
Okay. And then we have what here? Do you remember what this little one is here?
A
Yeah.
yod.
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 A yod. Oh, darn it. Sorry, guys. A yod. And then what do we have?
Tav.
Okay.
Tav.
Tav. Exactly. So bait. So it's B-E-Y, bait, right? B-E-Y-T, bait. So the E and the Y are kind of acting together. Bait. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? We're reading down, we're cutting across to the Y, and there's no more vowels on a yod because the yod is the vowel. So the last thing is our consonant to close the syllable. So bait, right? Okay. Okay, ready? Now we're starting our new word. Okay. So what do we have for this start of this word?
So, hey, right? Is that taff or hey?
Good, it's a tav, exactly. So it's a tav. You see that little toe here? Remember the hay just slices straight down and doesn't have that little toe at the end. So great. So T. Okay. Now you'll also notice there's a little dagesh there. I don't want to get into the weeds on that one, but this is one of those. We have gate, T. So we're hitting the T really hard. Okay. And this is also what vowel or what marker is here.
Shiva.
Shva.
That is a shiva. It is. And one of the ways you know that it's going to be a shiva is a lot of times there's a lot
It's
of
underneath.
it's right there. You need to do the accent. So you have t, and then we're going here for what?
Pe. Fe.
Fe.
Yep, fe. And what's the vowel?
E. So it'd be
E.
Sharik.
So t, fi. And now we're going over for what letter next?
Lamed.
La. Yep, la.
La.
And then what do we have down here?
Ah.
Ah.
Ah. So that's la. And does anyone remember? I did mention it once at the end of a word. If you have a hey, what do?
Silent.
Silent.
Exactly. You just ignore it. So we have ta, fi, la.
Tefillah.
Yeah. So be it, I cannot talk tonight. Bet tefillah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Did everyone follow me on that one? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tefillah.
Okay. So let's try this again. Okay. So down here, we have the same letters here. So we already know we're dealing with the what?
Bait. The whole word's bait.
Yeah. It's the same word. So bait, right?
Hmm.
Now what are we starting with?
Ahmed?
Samach. NS.
This is a samach, right?
Hmm.
So we have sa or sa. And then what do we have underneath?
So it'd be C.
Okay, so be say, yep, see, say. And what do we have here?
Fe. Be Segol. Fe.
Yep, exactly.
Seafair. Seafair. Wait a minute.
Yep, so we have biet sefer. So, and you just know when you sound it out, you break it between the samach and the fe because it just makes more sense. In words, you can have a consonant and a vowel, and then you need another consonant again, and it either goes with the first set or it goes to the second set. So it's just like English. If you have become, think of English, be, and then come, right? And this is the same thing. Say fair, right? So we have biet. Why can't I say that today? Biet sefer, right?
It's a fact.
Yes.
Did that make sense?
That's a fact.
Yes.
Okay. Now, P as in profile or P as in P or pay. It has a coin. It can pay its bills or it's a pay with a period, however you want to think about it. So let's try line 1. Okay, everyone
So
together?
when do you know to use pay or fay?
Okay,
The dot.
so right
dot,
here,
okay.
yes, the dot perfectly. So if it's got that period inside of it or the dagesh, it's always a P. So period means P, or there's a P inside means P, and that's when it's a puss. Okay,
Awesome. Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, so line 1 is
P.
Pa.
Pa.
right, pa,
Pa.
pa, again, yeah,
Pe.
Pe.
yeah.
Pe.
Pe.
Okay.
Exactly, because the hey at the end does not affect it. Okay,
Po.
Po.
po,
Po.
right? It's overhead. O's are always overhead.
Po.
Okay.
Po, exactly, because you got your dot for your po, and you've got your O over your olam vav. So O.
Po again.
Po.
Po.
Exactly, po again. It doesn't matter with the head. Okay,
Pe.
Hey.
Pe.
yeah,
Oh, pe. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
And pay.
So this one, it's in the middle of the vav. So if I'm throwing a ball at the vav stomach, what is the vav going to say?
Oh.
Ooh, right?
Poo.
So this is
Poo.
poo, right? And the last one is
Per.
Pour.
pour, right? Pour, okay? Because if we go over here, I know it's scrunched
Pour.
together. Here's your first word. So here's the pay, and there's a little dot there. And I want to tell you a secret. When you are reading Hebrew, if this middle piece looks so, sometimes the dots don't get put exactly the right way, okay? So if this middle piece looks so big that it's filling up a lot of this, like this, it kind of looks big, then you can guess that it's a dot that went astray. So for instance, like when I'm reading the Torah in synagogue, there's a lot of times where it's sort of hard to tell what it is. And I just know that if it fills up a lot of this or it kind of closes this little hole on accident, it's probably supposed to be a pay and the little P or the period or the dagesh got put too close and just kind of filled the hole. Okay. So we know we have a what letter here?
Hey.
Hey.
Okay. There's no vowels above and below it. I don't know what this is, so just ignore that. But so that's just a P, right? So now we're searching for what next?
Vowel.
A
Poo.
vowel. Perfect. So what's our next vowel?
Poo.
That's our oo, right?
Hmm.
And so what's our next one?
Re.
Re.
That's our re.
Urim.
Yeah. And we got a re there. So P, U, and now we search for R, and we found a vowel E. And then what do we have here?
Final mem.
Yep. So
M.
Pu,
Urim.
re,
Urim.
Purim. Exactly.
Hmm.
So isn't it funny? It's here, but when we sound it out, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Now I'm going to throw in one thing to totally mess you up. I have mentioned it before, but just remember when you have a vowel and a Y, it's what we call a diphthong. Okay. Purim. And it just, it helps extend that E. It helps extend that sound a little bit longer. Like later on, it'll help us make the sound gooey. Okay. But it's Purim. Okay. And we'll talk about those later. But I just wanted to let you be aware that that is what that's called. You don't have to know that today, though. Okay. What's this one? So we have what?
Peh.
Peh. Yeah. P and an F. And then what do we have here?
Sa.
Huh?
Perfect. And then at the very end, what's the last sound?
Ka. Ha.
Ha. Yeah. That. Ha. So we have pat. Sa. So what do we have together?
Pesach.
Pesach. Pesach. So that's our holiday of Passover, right? So do you see how we went up and down and over? Then we went up and down and over, right? Okay. Does anybody have any questions on P?
No.
Okay. Here's
No.
our Samach. Okay. So let's do line 1. Okay. So line 1 is what again?
Sa.
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 Si.
Eh,
Or
Sa.
se.
Sa.
So.
Yeah.
Se.
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 Yeah.
Si.
Sock.
Si.
Si.
Yeah.
Si.
Se.
Yeah.
So.
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 Oh, perfect.
So.
So.
Yeah.
Su.
Oh.
Yeah.
Su.
And so.
Exactly.
So.
So we have 2 and 2. That's right. Okay. So now we're going here. Okay. And if you grew up in New York at all, you would have heard this a ton of times. So this is how do we do this word?
Sa.
Sa. Now we're going to go over and find the next consonant combination. It's what?
Oh.
Oh.
Fa.
Ba.
Well.
So it's what together? Sa.
Sa.
Saba.
Saba. Saba.
Oh, Saba.
So the aleph at the end doesn't do
It's
anything.
silent. Yeah.
So it's Saba, and that means grandfather.
Whereas Abba means father.
Exactly. And the same thing with Abba. Abba does the same thing. It has an aleph and a ba and an aleph sometimes, and the alephs don't do anything. So why they put it in front, I have no idea. Okay, so here we go. Let's work on this one. So we have our first sound is what?
Si.
Si.
D. Okay. Now,
Dur.
D.
Yes.
Yeah. And then what's the last one?
R.
R.
Sidur.
Okay. So what do we have here?
Sidur.
Sidur. Now, This is one of those where this is a doubling dagesh. You don't need to use this today, but this is where sometimes if you hear a word like sidur, there's a little bit of a doubling of the sound here, okay? And you see when we say it in English, we're doing sidur instead of S-I-D-U-R. And this is just one of those doubling dageshes. There's a whole bunch of grammar surrounding knowing that we're not going to get into today. But if you just say sid or, you would kind of be close enough for someone to get it. But this one is sidur. So do you see how they're kind of double in there? Sid-dur. That makes sense? Everyone follow me so far?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
So, and there's, like I said, we'll learn the grammar later, but sometimes getting close enough gets you in the ballgame. Okay, so here is G, and they say gap, but I say it's like a noon, but if the legs are out and it's going, going, going. And so let's do line 1 here.
Ga.
Ga.
Ga. Ge.
Okay.
Or nothing, right?
Ge.
Yeah.
Gi.
Go.
Go.
So this is that long G that's going to start the gooey thing. So these are diphthongs that are going to start the gooey things. But right now it's just G, G. So it's going to eventually, you're going to learn gooey, okay? So we haven't learned that, so skip that one yet. Okay, the next one is?
Ge.
Ge.
G.
Yep.
G.
Sorry.
The other one would be
G,
Go.
and then,
gi.
and this is
Go.
Silent. Go.
go,
So-
yeah. And this is?
Go.
Go.
Okay. Okay, so this word is what here? What do we have for the first one?
Gimmel. So be ga.
Ga. And then we go over and find the next consonant, right?
Gar.
So we've got God, right? And then what's next?
O.
Dal.
L.
Oh, right? So what do we have?
Gaval.
Dal.
Gadol.
Gadol. Yep. Gadol.
Gadol. Oh.
Gadol. Okay. And now we have another one. So that was male for big, Gadol. Okay, now let's try this. Ready?
Gadol.
Well, it's a little bit different.
Gadola.
Yeah, it's Gadolah. Now, can you tell the difference? What do we have here versus what do we have here?
You have a
Shiva.
shiva and a tav.
Yeah, so
A
when we have
kamat.
the Shabbat, and then we also have this crazy dagesh here, okay? Instead of an U, okay? So Gadolah, you'll find laws make a lot of things feminine. And so just another thing you'll learn until we learn grammar. So it's Gadolah. So pretty much looks the same, except for this is Gadol. There's no big accent here, but this is saying, yep, this is a syllable breaker. The syllable starts here, okay? And it's Gadolah, okay? Make sense?
Well,
Yes.
the only thing that doesn't quite make sense to me is when you pronounce the syllables where you put the emphasis. I know you gave us a sheet, but I haven't.
Okay, that's okay. So really quick, there's 2 places that they're trying to teach you in this first spot about where to put the accents, okay? One is if there's a syllable breaker, it almost always will have a dagesh, and that means it's an accent there. So ga, dola, or ga, dol, okay? There's a little dagesh here, okay? Which is telling you that you're going to hit that syllable hard, okay? Let me
Yes.
go up one and let me see if I can find. No, there you go. I thought there was one here. Okay, here. So when we were doing beit, okay, tefillah, Do you see how there's a dagesh in the lamed?
Hmm.
So we're saying tefillah. So tefil, so tefil, la. Do you see what I'm trying to get at? Like you hit the la again. And it also helps you. Dageshes are also kind of sort of pseudo syllable breakers because really where you put the accent depends on where you break a syllable. So we have tefillah, right? Tefillah. The la is our hit point here. Does that make sense?
No,
No? Okay.
Yes.
There
Uh,
are, sorry,
I'm
go
just confused. It goes back to my question last week on how do you know where to put the accent? How do you know that's tefillah instead of tefillah?
So, did you go through the sheets I gave you?
I didn't see that sheet, so I'll have to go back and look. I must have missed that sheet.
I thought I sent it out on an email. I don't remember, but I can send it again. So it's all grammar. So I want to tell you how you know is either knowing the word or all grammar. And for instance, if a certain word has a certain letter in front of it or a certain, like we're going to learn something called the bed kafet letters and which ones are bet. I can't talk tonight. Bed kafet letters, and then you know if you have a bed kafet letter before, then the letter after has to be accented. Or if you have this kind of letter after, then this gives an accent. So it's a whole bunch of that kind of thing. So for
So I don't remember seeing the sheet, and I may have missed an email, but why don't you just send it to me again when you have a chance?
I will definitely do that.
Thank
So,
you.
because I sent it out last week, or I may have posted it in the classroom. I'm not sure. So, but anyway, so yes, it's a lot has to do with grammar. Or like I said, grammar or knowing it. Grammar, if you do more biblical Christian Hebrew, they will teach you everything with grammar. And like I said, Hebrew, a lot of times they teach you by knowing it. So we have Gadol, we have Gadolah, and anyone have this last one here?
Gum.
Gum, absolutely. This one's also. Okay, and our last one is Zayin. So here we go. Ready? Za, right?
Yeah.
Za,
So,
za,
Zeh.
ze,
ze,
Zeh.
ze,
ze,
z,
z,
Z.
z.
zo.
So, okay.
And do you see this one?
Yep.
So this is
So,
zo,
So,
exactly. And
Zoo.
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 Okay, so this means this. Can you pronounce this for me?
Sa, ze.
Just ze. Yep. This is ze.
so a quick question back to the hey is silent, right? Is that that's why we said the aleph and the Zayin. So yes.
Okay, so this one with the hey right here. This one is ze.
No, it's the second to last in that row.
Oh, this one. Oh, this
Yeah,
is
the hey is silent, right?
okay. That's not a hey. That's a ta.
Ah, okay.
So that's why it's zot. So that was a
Zot,
great
okay.
catch, Pierre. Thank you. It's zot.
Zot, okay.
Alright. And the reason why they taught you zot is because we have ze is for males, and females is what?
So
So,
So, okay, now we have a word again. So we have mem, okay?
mezuzot.
Mezuzot. Mezuzah, right? Mezuzah. Now, if there was a T at the end,
That would be plural for mezuzot.
it would be mezuzot. But this is
Zuzah.
mezuzah. And then that hey is what?
Silent.
Silent. Okay. Did everyone follow mezuzah, or do I need to go through it differently?
I followed it. I'm okay.
I'm good.
Okay, now I'm just gonna do these quick because I don't want to keep you guys too late. But okay, and I put the lessons up here because this is the lessons that are in your Rashith Bina, and this is where I'm getting this from. So, B as in ball, it's got the B there. There's a ball, it makes a B. And as we were saying before, this is father, so it's
Abba.
Abba, right? So we go A, or Aleph A, crossed over to the B, and the Kmatz. And this is what?
Ba.
Ba, right. So you will have ba is coming in front of many verbs in Hebrew, or many I can't think of a word right now, but like I can't think of a word. Like you wouldn't say the Torah is coming, but if you were trying to say the Torah is coming, it'd be ba Torah. Okay, not such a thing, but I couldn't think of a word in my head. Sorry, my brain just totally fried. Okay, here is the here's the C, the kaf. Remember, and definitely take a look. When you see the B, I put these are look-alike letters. They're close, but not so close. The B has the bar and it sticks out the back a little. It sits on a base, okay? The C is like your hand. C, it's rounded and it doesn't sit on a base, okay? So that's how you know kaf versus a bet. Also, the kaf is fatter all the way around and the B actually looks like a resh on a base. Does that make sense? Like, kind of looks like a resh sitting on a base. Okay. Okay, so then we would have the same thing here. Ka, ka, K, ki, K, ku, ko, right? Ki, ko, ku. Okay, but I wanted to go here. So let's do, sorry, did someone say something? I know, but
Isn't I'm thinking the last one is not kuf because no.
no, because now if we wanted it to be kuf, you're thinking of we'd have final fay at the end.
Okay.
But so that's good. That's good to recognize the difference because it would be this is kav, this is your oo, this is your vav with your oo, and then if it was kuf, you would have your final fay at the end, and that would be right here, and it would be just a little bit longer.
Cool beans.
So yeah, so and that's good to notice, and this is a good time to really start to see certain letters next to each other, and then think about that combination. Sorry. Okay, and then the synagogue. Does anyone want to try the synagogue word right here?
Beit Gadol.
It's Knesset.
Beit.
Beit
Knesset.
Knesset. Yes. So this is a ba. It's all by itself. So bet Knesset. Okay. Did everyone see how I did that?
Yes.
Okay. And then here's the alphabet chart. So, let me see. Sounds like it'd be stop sharing that. Get back to here. Okay, so find out where you guys are. There you are. Okay, here I am. Okay. Did you guys like the stuff at the end better?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't overwhelm anyone?
No, except I had to miss some, as you probably know.
Okay. I lost Danielle too, so I feel bad. Okay. I'm going to stop the recording, so everyone just hold on a minute, okay? Second, I'll stop the recording.